Hello, Star Stable fans. This is my Star Stable Ideas Part 2. My 11th idea is for them to update Jarlaheim and Jorvik Stables because I think that Jarlaheim and Jorvik Stables are really outdated. And, let me see. Jarlaheim. Jorvik Stables, it just looks old and weathered. And I think a revamp would be very good for Jorvik Stables and Jarlaheim. Just give it a fresh pop of color. And just look at it. Jarlaheim is just all just looks old and stony and just not, fun. I don't know how to explain it. I just think, oh my goodness, I can't run through that horse. I just think that it totally deserves a revamp. Look how old-fashioned. Floating gnome. So many glitches. Floating gnome. And I do not like that trip hazard. I do not like that. It's kind of annoying. And I also think that Star Stable could do to make Jarlaheim's layout less confusing. Because when I was a noob, it would take me like 20 minutes to find my quests. Because it's in the proper place on the map, but there's like 4 levels of Jarlaheim, 3 or 4 levels, and I just could not find things. And look, even now I'm going in circles. Oh, what's this way? Complete dead end, except for this shop. My goodness. I just think that it would do to have it revamped. Everyone would be happy about that, I'm sure. And then, let's talk about Jorvik Stables. Jorvik Stables is just such a good place. It's so fun, but I think it could do, totally. It just needs to look better. Just, look at the fences. And look at all the weeds growing. My goodness. They could take out some of the rocks and the weeds because, no one really has rocks at horse stables. And I just totally think that it could use a revamp. And look at Senfield Farm. Totally could use a little bit of modernizing. And then the gates. They could change the color of the walls. Although it's really neat that you can run through the gates. I don't want them to fix that, but it could definitely do with a bit of revamping. So that's idea 11. Idea 12 is improve chat filters. So it won't let you put numbers, if you're saying my 3-year-old little brother is pestering me, blah blah blah. It won't let you put 3-year-old. It won't let you put year. It won't let you put any numbers. I understand why they have that because there might be people on Star Stable, adults that are trying to hurt kids or something, and they don't want the adults to say addresses and then have the kid meet them and then they hurt the kid. But I think Star Stable just needs to monitor it because it won't let anyone put bad words, actual bad words, but it will let them misspell it. I've seen multiple misspellings of cuss words go through all the time. I think Star Stable should fix that. Improve the things that should be let through, but totally block the things that they just let slip through. Because the chat could definitely use a little bit of checking, in my opinion. So that's idea 12. Idea 13 is that they should add mucking out to daily care. Some people wouldn't enjoy this because no one likes mucking out and it takes longer, but I love the parts of Star Stable that are realistic. And then I just wish Star Stable would be more realistic. And you have to muck out a horse's stall every day. I mean, you don't exactly muck a horse like in the middle of the street, but it would be nice if you could just like muck in your stall or something. Yeah, that would just be really nice. So that is that's idea 13. Idea 14 is not be kicked out of your group returning from the Winter Village. So what I'm trying to say here is when the Winter Village is around in December and January, when you're in a group in the Winter Village, you join an RP, and then while you're in the Winter Village, and then you're like, re-invite me. But if you forget to say re-invite me, the people will think that you're rude because you returned from the Winter Village. So it automatically kicks you out of your group when you go out of the Winter Village. I really hope Star Stable fixes that for next year because that's really annoying. Like when you're doing a mini movie, I mean, I don't know, it's just not fun to be kicked out of your group returning from the Winter Village. So that was idea 14. Idea 15 is give Star Riders 15 star coins a day instead of 100 a week. Because if you want, how should I put this? If you want a pair of pants that cost 20 star coins, then you would just have to save up for 2 days to get those. But then you would have 5 star coins left over instead of having to wait a whole week to get those 20 star coins. And if you get 15 star coins a day, then that would actually be 105 a week. So a little 5 star coin bonus because there's a lot of good things you can buy with 5 star coins, and 5 star coins always adds up. But that would just be really nice instead of, if there's something really, really cheap like 1 star coin, although I don't think there's anything that's 1 star coin, I mean, you would just have to wait 1 day to get it instead of waiting the whole week for something that's not even 100 star coins. So that is idea 15. Idea 16 is make more trail rides like the Red String Trail Ride. I love the Red String Trail Ride because you just go around and around in circles on the mountain, and I just love that. It's so fun to do with friends. It's relaxing, even in real life. It's absolutely fun to do with friends or as a club event. But that's the only really good one, and it's all the way in Fir Grove. Like for people at Jorvik Stables that want a trail ride like right outside of their home stable, they should actually add one. I think it would be really neat for them to add some sort of trail ride in the Harvest Counties. Maybe in Greendale or something. Well, maybe they could just add a trail ride somewhere over there in the mountains. Or maybe like right there would be nice. But I want a Star Stable to add another trail ride. So many people would appreciate that. And then they could make it a thing where they have it as the Red String Trail Ride. And there's a limited time event at the Red String Trail Ride where it gives you 100 horse XP a day to do it. And it shows you the way. But I just really want Star Stable to make more trail rides. So that's idea 16. Idea 17 is I want Star Stable to add more, clothes that look like the Soul Riders clothes, because the Soul Riders clothes just look adorable, and since they got revamped, I actually wasn't on Star Stable when they got revamped, but apparently people liked it so much, so I'm assuming the earlier clothes were disgusting, but I just really would extremely enjoy it if Star Stable made clothes that looked like the Soul Riders. I mean, I wouldn't mind if they were expensive. I would just want them to make clothes that look like the Soul Riders. Because why not? Wouldn't that be totally cool? Okay, oh my goodness. So that is idea 17. Idea 18 is make horse-drawn carriages, because there was someone that I watched that wanted to make cars, but that kind of defeats the purpose of Star Stable because it's a horse game. But horse-drawn carriages don't exactly defeat the purpose because you could just sit in the carriage, but there will still be horses drawing you. Like, you could just pick whatever of your horses you wanted to draw you, but then carriages could either be a lot of shillings or star coins. But that would be nice for a mini movie or an RP, or really just any time if you just want to ride around Jorvik and enjoy the scenery without worrying about the turns and jumping. I mean, you would still have to control it as the carriage driver, but that would just be really neat in my opinion. And idea 19 is turn while your chat is open. There's this really annoying thing where you can turn when your chat isn't open, but then you can open your chat, and if you have it gray here down near the chat, then you can still turn. But if you have it open as if you're typing something, you can't turn. See, I'm trying to turn, but I cannot turn. Okay, that turn was just because I bumped into that, but you cannot turn while while the chat is open. I don't know why Star Stable has that, but it's extremely annoying, and Star Stable people would totally appreciate it. Oh my goodness, there's like 2 plants right next to each other. Shocker. People would really appreciate it if you could turn while chat's open. People would actually appreciate it. That thing is interesting, old druid circle. So, it would also be nice if you could sell horses for star coins. Because no matter how expensive your horse is, if it's 200 or 950 star coins, when you sell it, all you get is 2,500 Jorvik shillings, which is enough to buy a very cheap shirt that has very low stats. So I think that you should be able to sell horses for star coins, which will just help you get to another horse or just have a horde of star coins. And it wouldn't be much because then the Star Stable team would lose money, but maybe a tenth of how much the horse costs you would get back if you sold it. For example, if you sold a horse that's 950 star coins, which probably no one would ever do because they're so good, but if you did, then you would get 95 star coins back, which would be good for you, but not much of a loss for the actual Star Stable team. Hello, bee. Ah! Hooray. Let me say hi, and then let me leave. Haha. So, seriously. It would also be nice if you could do a thing where you could save a champ. And what that means is someone had an idea if you missed a checkpoint in a race because you took too sharp of a shortcut or for any reason, then you would be able to save the champ. I mean, you wouldn't really need that for races because you can always restart a race, but you cannot restart a champ. So, like, okay, I'm trying to take a shortcut. Oops, I took too sharp of a shortcut. And usually you would not have this much time left, but pretend right now it's like at 0 hundredths of a second, and then you fail, and then there could be an option to get for a certain amount of Jorvik shillings, you could save your champ. Like that, I just don't think that's necessary for a race, but for a champ, it would be totally life-saving because you probably wouldn't get a ribbon if you needed to save your race, but at least you would save the champ and get 25 Jorvik shillings and not get the like hatred of getting disqualified. And it would maybe be like 30 Jorvik shillings to add 5 seconds to save your champ, but that would be a complete lifesaver for noobs. So I just think that Star Stable should totally add that, because it would be so nice to people who miss a checkpoint or something in champs. So that is idea 21. Idea 22 is test ride horses before you buy them. Because once I bought a pony at Ferdinand's Horse Market. You know those ones that look like they're hopping all the time, like bunnies, with those really choppy gaits? I bought it because one of my friends had it and she thought it was cute. And I was like, it's so cute. Why don't we have matching horses? And she didn't say anything about the gaits. Then I bought it. And it just had really choppy gaits. And then I sold it. But for a certain amount of Jorvik shillings, you could test ride the horse before you bought it. If you'd already seen the gaits and you'd liked it, then you could just buy it without having to do that. But you could just see the horse at a walk before you bought it, a trot, a canter, a slow gallop, and a jump. And then maybe a turn and just stuff like that. But that would save the price of the horse if you did not like it. And then that would make Star Stablers much more happy. So that is idea 22. My 23rd and last but not least idea is make a fairy to Mistfall. I don't know if I just haven't unlocked it, but I saw a video of someone who was a very high level, and she was asking for a fairy for Mistfall. So I'm assuming that there actually isn't a fairy for Mistfall, but they should totally add a fairy there, because it's so annoying when you have to trailer from Fort Pinta to Dundle or something. But they could just add another dock, or maybe the Mistfall dock could share the Southhoof dock or something like that, but that would make people very happy. So there's this dock here at Dundle that just doesn't have it has absolutely no purpose. And at the end of it, they could have a pink or an orange or a green fairy or something. And that would totally make people so happy. I hope you liked my ideas. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe.